Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is my second favorite video to do at the beginning of the year. And that's to talk about the figures I'd like to see this year. 2021 was an interesting year for the Black Series, but I did get actually quite a few of the figures on my list. Finally got Bodhi Rook, so you won't be seeing him on this wish list. He's been on every wish list I've ever made, I'm pretty sure. On last year's list, we also had Fennec Shand, Boba Fett, Migs Mayfeld, Cobb Vanth. I mean, we had tons of figures. They all have been announced and or already released. So I've got a pretty good track record for guessing / wanting figures and Hasbro making / announcing figures. Hopefully that keeps up, but a lot of this list is just going to be what I asked for last year and we didn't get. Hopefully the second year is the charm, but let's get going with my top 10 most wanted figures we'd like to see in 2020. That's not a good title. I'm not going to make that the title. I want to think of something better than that. But I'd also like to say that this is not the only 10 figures I'd like to see. And before you go down there and say, but Mike, what about this? Or I get it. Yeah, that's all. I want to see a lot of things. It's not like I only want to see 10 figures next year. Hasbro has a track record of releasing about 10 to 15 new molds in a year, and then a bunch of repaints and re-releases and things like that. So we usually get about 90 releases or so in the Black Series every year. At least we did last year and the year before that. So we'll see how that keeps up. Again, most of them are probably going to be re-releases and repaints because that's just how they've been doing. That's where they make their money. But we'll see. I think 2022 might be a good year, but what I would like to see starts now. Starting at number 10, the figure who is on here because he was on there last year, but also because we just got a figure from his movie, and that is Saw Gerrera. Now, Saw Gerrera was introduced in Rogue One, but he also showed up in Rebels and in Bad Batch. Now, I would always choose his Rogue One option and look because I think visually speaking, it's more interesting. He has sort of all the problems that Darth Vader has. He's got breathing issues, he's got robot limbs, things like that. It's just that he's Forrest Whitaker and not like 4 different people playing him. But I would like to have a Saw Gerrera. I think he's an interesting character. I think visually speaking, he's interesting. And I'd love to see how Hasbro tackles his robot foot in a 6-inch scale. Number 9, that brings us to another Cantina patron, but I think we might get a good chance at this now that one of his species is in Book of Boba Fett, and that is Hammerhead, also known as Mamow Nadon, if you want to go by his Christian name. Hammerhead was his Kenner name, and it's all good. He's an Ithorian. He's got like 10 seconds of screen time in episode 4, and he looks like a weird big E.T. kind of guy. I'm down with him. He's a classic character, which means that Hasbro could also, if they wanted to, introduce a Kenner colored look of him, and I'm here for it. Hasbro, you got a 2 for right here. Give us a real good looking one and then also a Kenner version. Plan it ahead. I'll buy both. I don't care. I just want a Mamow Nadon. Number 8, this is going to be maybe a little controversial, but probably not. And that's Migs Mayfeld. Now, you might be saying, Mike, we just got Migs. Well, yes and no. We got a mostly reused body with a really good Migs head on it. And I would like to see them use that head on a much different body. Mostly I want a season 1 look with the cool backpack gun thing. I think that would be really cool. I definitely want to put him with the crew. Like, I want that whole crew. You know, I want the Deveronian played by Clancy Brown. I want the Tonks Nymphadora chick being a Twi'lek or Twi'lek, however you say it. I want all those. We already got 0, so that's already 1 down. I want the others. I'm not mad that we got the Vorak or Morak or whatever version of Migs. That's great. But I want the other version as well. I want more Bill Burr on my shelf. At number 7, again, this is sort of a staple on my list for a while, and that is Lobot. The vintage collection just got a fantastic looking Lobot. Honestly, just scale it up to 6 inches and we'll be fine. He looks great in a 3 3/4 inch figure, and I don't collect that. I want it bigger. So if you want to just scale that up, Hasbro, like, by all means, I'll buy it. I don't really have anything else to say about Lobot. He's kind of a boring character, but like, I want him. I do. I don't care if he's gonna be a peg warmer. I want Lobot. Number 6, one of the final Leias we need announced is Bespin Leia. We already got the Bespin Escape Leia, but I want the gown, I want the pump, I want the circumstance, I want that Leia. We're winding down on Leias that we need, at least from the original trilogy. We still do need pretty much all of them from the sequel trilogy and another go at the general version. I want me some Carrie Fisher on my shelf. I need me some Carrie Fisher on my shelf. And the Bespin Leia is arguably one of her best looks. So, chop chop. No, that was rude. I'm sorry, Hasbro. I don't mean to be rude, but I kind of do. All right, number 5, moving into some prequel territory. I always get asked, what kind of prequel figures do I want? Actually, I get asked, what figures do I want, period, a bunch. In comments, in live streams, all that stuff. And if you don't know, I do a live stream at the first Saturday of every month on my channel. So put that on your calendars. Hit the bell if you want to know when I do those, because they're a lot of fun. But I get asked this a lot. And I want for my number, what is this, 5? Yeah. I want for my number 5 figure to be Aayla Secura. There's so many Jedi that I want to put on this list. And if I wanted, the whole list could be Jedi. But I want to sprinkle it around. You know, I want some OT. I want some prequel trilogy. I want some sequel trilogy. I want him to kind of give us a little bit of everything. So Aayla Secura is probably, I mean, she's a Twi'lek, which is one of my favorite alien species from Star Wars, period. Visually speaking, she looks great. She's a Jedi. She doesn't even have to come with a robe. She never wears one. So that's already Hasbro's MO for giving us Jedi. No robe. So you're already set there, Hasbro. It'd be weird if you gave it to us, though, and I wouldn't complain. But she doesn't need one, so, you know, cha-ching. And then coming down to number 4, again, on my list last year, we need 5s. We got Echo. Echo's great, but we need his squad brother. I want the ARC Trooper one to go with my ARC Trooper Echo. I want them both on my shelf. I know it's an easy repaint. It's an easy resculpt right there. There's not much to it, but I want it. Give me 5s. High 5s. Or low 5s, just 5s. Number 3, man, this is tough not to put. The top 3 here could all be my number 1, but I couldn't put them all as number 1 because that's just not how lists work. But my number 3 is Embo. One of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars cartoon. He's a fantastic looking bounty hunter, and we already got my favorite bounty hunter, who's Cad Bane. Now I want another bounty hunter. And I put Cad Bane on my list back in 2019 as a joke. I never thought we'd get him, and we got him. So I'm hoping against all hope, that doing that now for Embo nets us 1 Embo. Because all I can do is ask. Please. And number 2 on my list is another vintage collection release that they could easily upscale. / you could even do like just a little switcheroo for some. I know you like to reuse parts, and this one looks like it could be an easy slam dunk. You've already made a fantastic upper torso of Darth Maul with the naked comic one. He's not naked, but he's like half naked. You know what I mean. You've got the Q90 figure, who's a fantastic lower half of him. Just put them together, and we have a Season 7 Clone Wars Darth Maul. Probably one of the best depictions of Darth Maul in anything Star Wars related. Better than Episode 1, better than, I guess, just the other times that he was in the Clone Wars, and better than his depiction in Rebels. It's just my favorite thing. That whole Ahsoka Darth Maul fight in the end, the Siege of Mandalore, was fantastic. We already have the Ahsoka. I'd love to have the Darth Maul from that. So give it. Just give it, please. And that leaves my number 1 most wanted figure in 2022, which was ironically my number 1 most wanted figure for 2021. It didn't change. We didn't get it. So he's staying exactly where he is until we get it. he's staying exactly where he is on this list. So if we don't get it this year, you know who's going to be number one next year. And he's going to be number one until Hasbro gives in to my demand. There will be no further warnings. That's not the tone I want. Anyways, it is Pong Krell. Pong Krell, again from the Clone Wars, one of the best. Just like Darth Maul, Season 7. Pong Krell, I think it was Season 4, the Shadow of Umbara or whatever arc. Ooh, that whole arc is just, it's art. Pong Krell is a bad guy. He's always a bad guy, but you don't pick up on that. He goes from being a dick to a genuine bad guy, and he does it so well. And you just hate the guy the whole time, and then eventually your hate is justified, and it's satisfying, and it's a great arc where the clone troopers are the main characters, and this Jedi is the bad guy. He's got 2 double-sided lightsabers that fold in half, just like Rey's did. Make him a deluxe, make him a super deluxe. I don't care. I want him big. I want him beefy. I want him to have all of the lightsabers he deserves. I want it all. He looks great. I think he would be the star of any collection. I don't even think you have to collect Clone Wars stuff to really appreciate what this guy would bring to your shelves. So Hasbro, right there, that's my list. If you're looking for, hey, what does Mike think that we should make this year? That's it. That's what I think right there. Let me know what your top 10 figures you want to see. Some other things, I know Super Battle Droids, of course I want to see those. There's tons of things like that out there. Yeah, I still want those as well. But when you can only pick 10, it's tough to only choose 10 because there's way more than 10 that I want on this list. But that's the 10 I've decided that I'd love to see in 2022. And we'll see in 2023 where this list got me. Because sometimes I usually end up getting about half of them released, which is kind of nice. But that's it. Let me know what you want down in the downstairs area. I love to read and sometimes respond to the comments. I'd also love to take a moment and thank these people here for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. If you want to support my channel, you can head over here. It's not expensive. You can get your name on this list. It's really nice, and we can just have a fun dialogue. But yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.